everyone, I am Yan, your favorite friendly Frenchman, and welcome to this stream of the Wednesday, the 22nd of July. How is everybody doing? It's been a while since I've streamed. Obviously, I was working on the video last week, so I'm really happy to be back with you all. Very happy to be back on stream with you all after that video. I hope you guys enjoyed it because that was a big one. That was the biggest expansion we did on Belleflore. So yeah, that was really exciting. And now we're working on something completely new. As you could see in the thumbnail, we're now working on our Vekoma STC, which is going to be our first invert in the park. Not only our first invert, but our first inverting coaster in the park, which is something that's pretty interesting. You can actually see it in the back here, in the background. You can see the top of the lift hill that I've already built today. No, actually yesterday, and today I started the supports. We will see that in a second together. Anyway, so let's greet you all as always. Hello Joppe, hello Brice. Yes, you weren't first, Brice. Joppe is actually pretty often one of the first ones to be here. So yeah, gotta beat Joppe next time, Brice. Hey Lars. Hey Broccoli, nice to see you, man. Hey Robert. Hey Glapix, nice to see you as well. Hey Alasib, nice to see you. Sorry, my voice is giving already. Hey One to Another Coasters, welcome to the stream. Hey Mr. Domez, welcome to the stream. Hey Music Blake Real, welcome to the stream as well. What was that? Can I just say I downloaded your park and came across your content last night, and you have to be the creator I have seen. You have to be the creator I've seen. I guess you are. You've seen my work on the workshop. My park is named Belleflore. I have another park that's called Camtasso Park. Most people know me from Camtasso Park because it was sort of a benchmark for what you could do on console. But now Belleflore is like my first PC project. So it's much bigger than what you could do on console, and so yeah, that's something I'm really proud of, and I hope that you found me through this. But if you found me through Camtasso Park, this is still awesome. Hey Coaster Cracky, hey Guy, welcome to the stream, guys. Duck on behalf of Pesu. Sorry, was meant to say the best creator I've seen. Oh, that's fine. No, I don't think that's true. I don't think there is a best creator, if I'm honest. I'm just trying my best. That's for sure. That's something that I always say. But yeah, I always just try my best. Try to do the things that I would like to see in a park, and yeah, do my projects as such. Hey, Bricked. Bricked. That's a weird name. Hi, I'm gonna start trying to arrive more often. I keep missing the streams. Well, now you haven't missed a stream. Does the SFC... This is not an SFC, this is an STC. This is something inspired by Supercup at Tripsdrill, which is the first STC, but this one in Belleflore's timeline arrived before Supercup. Even though, you know, technically it's only a year, but this would have opened in 2019. So yes, there you go. Anyway, so we are done with this. So something that I was thinking before we were about to go back to work on the STC, which is right here, is maybe you guys might be interested for me to do a walkthrough of what I've done in the last episode, because obviously, as you guys know, I do my videos in a cinematic manner, and so you guys who maybe are on console, what's it called? The map, you cannot download it, right? So what do you think? Would you guys be interested in doing a walkthrough of this area, and then we start working on our inverts again, or or what shall we do? What do you guys want to do? Hey Hendrik, hey Osna. Good evening chat, good evening Yan. What am I seeing in the background? This is an STC. An STC that's very, very inspired by HAL Super Cup. But you know, it's its own thing as well. Hey Miss, hey Mushy, welcome to the stream, guys. Nice to see you all. Walkthrough, yes? Okay, great. Let me take a quick sip. There we go. And let's get on the ground. Something that I'll do is, first of all, bring back the HUD. And yeah, it's not testing because of the entrance and exit glitch. That's fine. Hey Yannick, welcome to the stream. You have a pretty similar name. I wonder if you could go through newest to oldest. We're just working on the... We're just walking through the new area. Something that I will do after the very last episode, which will be the park tour, which of course will be another cinematic video. I may do another stream, possibly with Ms. Barbar actually, and do a walkthrough of the entire park. So we shall see. We've talked about that a little bit with Miss, but we'll see what the future holds regarding that. Anyway, let me get on the ground. Something that... No, hold on. First of all, gonna cut the music. There we go. And... Poof. There we go. And bring it back up. Put it on the side here. And we are back. Alright, let's get on the park. So something that you guys might have not realized if you haven't been on the previous file of Belleflore after update 10 is that the audio was kind of ruined. So I had to overhaul the entire audio, and even now it's not like absolutely perfect. It's fine. It's totally fine. I think one of my ideas was to make it quieter here so that it's more peaceful. Oh, there's a bit of a... Why are you stuck? Oh, I bet this thing is completely glitched now. Hold on. What is up with this? Why are you glitched? Boom, boom. There we go. So it happens. This kind of thing happens. Anyway, the rest is working fine, I think. Yeah, I think it's working fine. Okay, let's go back on the ground for real this time. Oh my goodness. There is already a sign in the park file that is on the workshop that is saying that there is something that's coming for well, that is coming next. Although I've just said that the STC is not coming for 2026 in the park's timeline. It's coming in 2019, which is technically making it the first STC. But yeah, you know, it's fiction. My keyboard said walkthrough instead of walkthrough, that's fine. Hey Kiara, welcome to the stream. Alright, so, oh yeah, of course, you guys can also see that we have a donation goal as always, because now we have a new area, so it's a new opportunity for you all to get your names in the area. Always starting from €5, or whatever your currency is, basically the teal tier of donations. Anyway, so yes, we come from Wildwater Town, which was our very 1960s era of a town, really. And here we have a transition, right here, for example, with both of those headlines One of them is, of course, for Bucking Bronco, which is Fix It Tony Builds a Car. We've already talked about that in episode 8, but since then there was also this one, the Summer Camp Off-Road Trek. At the time it was called Off-Road Trail still, so that's something pretty interesting to think about. The name has changed when I decided to have the Grizzly Adventure Trail, and so I decided to call it Trek, so that it's not the same name at all. But yeah. Oh, actually, before we get into the area, we have this, the Rapids maintenance area that allows us to basically use a crane to have them loaded off the maintenance pond that we have right here, which is like really cool. And something that was really funny is that I measured the radius of our rafts to make sure that they could fit underneath those two supports, and also you have some walls right here to make sure that they don't clash with the lower track that we have here right after the launch, or with the minecart that is in the water. So technically they can, the rapids can go all the way up to here. And if you're wondering how they get them back to the layout, basically they open that thing, they go into the water with you know, those sorts of rubber overhauls, and basically they push them to the layout. That's how they do it. And yeah, big maintenance area. I wish this was accessible in first person. I didn't think I could do it. Maybe I could, but I don't know. No promises. So yes, and on this side you have the little stream coming from the river into our little technical pond. Oh, there we go. Outer banked. Yay. Alright, so next we have Eagle's Nest. So Eagle's Nest, basically you are an eaglet. An eaglet is a baby eagle, and I love this thing so much. So the queue line, it's just a cattle pen, nothing really interesting. But what I really like is the water show that is going on alongside the ride cycle. Fortunately, I have this glitch. For some reason, some people get stuck on our path here, even though it's supposed to be a flat ride path. So I don't know. It's a bit weird. It might be because I used the platformless flat ride here, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know at all. Yeah, this was something we did on stream actually, mostly. Can't remember exactly when that was. I think it was at least 2 months ago, something like that. Like right after the dark ride, and just before our trip with Broccoli, which, by the way, has a little Easter egg right here. The best of the month, le meilleur du mois here, has 35, and 35 was the number of rolls Broccoli managed to do on Pixarus at Toverland. So yeah, there we go. Right here, of course, we have our little interaction with the bridge, and you've just seen the STC. That's something that we'll see later in the stream, don't worry. But yeah, basically I love the fact that you were able to see the three pieces of track interact with one another. So you can see the first roll of the new STC in between those tracks of the LIM, which is really cool, really cool. And here we have a little lemonade stand. Nothing special, but you can imagine that this place used to be the entrance for the mine train, of which the station was right beneath the entrance for our whole area, essentially. And what happens here? Oh, you can see the thing going on in the background. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. But essentially the second launch is using the platform for the station of the mine train. Or, you know, it's play pretend. It's not really what happened. I've never really built a mine train, but you can imagine it. You know, hey Willow, welcome to the stream. Then you get to Char's Grizzly's summer camp. Those are supposed to be doors that link to underneath to the launch. So basically they are emergency exits. Here you have our little games alley. Not a lot of people use it when I have the park underneath 6,000 guests for some reason. I don't know why. Do you guys want to prove me wrong? No, I don't think they do. But yeah, when I pump the numbers up to 9,000, for example, more people will come and play the game, probably because the rides are busier, so they're trying to find something else to do. And of course, we have Fred. Fred is our grizzly bear sculpture right here. Love this thing to bits. It's one of the first things I've done in the summer camp. I remember I was so proud of it that I kind of shared it all over the place on Discord. And then we have Pat's Barbecue. Pat's Barbecue is a nod to my dad, essentially. My dad is called Patrick, and yeah, I wanted to feature him because my mom is also in there. There we go. You have a nice little view on the second launch. Well, the entry into the second launch. And this is nice. We have a menu for the first time in forever. And also, is Fred named after the polar bear on Discord? Yes, that is absolutely what it is. And the drinks are what you can find right here, plus 2 water brands that we can find in France. We have Evian and Vitel. And you also have a quote-unquote functional grill here, a barbecue right here. So you can imagine that they actually do it. You also have, you know, something to evacuate the smoke, which is actually evacuating smoke, which is like placed right above it. And of course, the usual, the sink, the Sodamax machine, the fridge as well. And there we go. I wonder if in the lore of the park, if it was bought by another company. No, it was not. It was not. It was always a family park, but at some point it was. They brought in Yanko, which is my fictional company, to help with the operations of the park and to basically have a better creative power around what they did. Because if you remember what I said in the video, hey Blue Jay, welcome to the stream. You mean Lars, the polar bear nonsense? Yes, that is exactly what he means. What was I saying? Yes, if you remember in the video, I said that this area originally in the year 2000 when it opened, it was way too ambitious, and so it almost sunk the park into bankruptcy. Fortunately, it didn't happen at all. They were able to continue working with what they had, but in my opinion, shortly after when they started working on Alpenstadt is when they brought in Yanko to help. So yeah, that's my idea. Anyway, we are at the Wildwater Canyon rafting here. Oh, well, there we go. There's one of the rafts. And of course, there's a little effect here. I still have the trigger just in case, you know, guests aren't here to trigger it. They are physically represented by those. Actually, you're about to see it. There we go. But yeah, I thought that it was really important to have it not be random, unlike the geysers in the ride, we're about to get to those, don't worry. But yeah, I didn't want them to be random, and you have a really, really nice view to get you hyped to go on the ride, I think. On top of that, you have the Woody in the background, and of course above you, you have the coaster literally flying past. It's awesome. You have lockers here, more lockers on the other side, of course. And right here we have our backstage access if they need to evacuate the lift. Right here. So it is kind of like Kentucky Kingdom and Hershey. No, it's not. It's not at all. Here you have the queue line, but of course you have also the accessible entrance that is all the way over here, which brings you all the way up top. I don't know if you can see it. Yes, with the elevator. This queue line is nothing fancy really. It's just, you know, this little view on the adventure trail here that's pretty interesting. Then you have this concrete cattle pen. Then you go back outside. Do the lockers have event points hidden inside? No, they do not, actually. I should do that. Nice little view of the coaster. And you go up. You have a nice little view of the whole park. Which is really nice. Huh. This is weird. This is, this coaster is completely glitched. I should have a look at that after the tour. I have no idea what's going on with Borealis over there. And then we get to the spinning station, rotating station of our little raft ride, which is very, very accurately, well, almost accurately, following the rafts that are going around to the station. And this is essentially our handicapped access for the ride. So you can imagine that they would be here and they would be escorted to the raft, and you have to imagine that there's a mechanism here to welcome them, to stop the rafts and welcome them in the raft. Anyway, let's go on Wildwater Canyon rafting. I really, really like this ride. This is basically the first thing I've done. Well, the first layout I've completed, at the very least. And then I've built kind of around it. Nice use of the coaster here, of course. I think what I need to do with Borealis is close it, test it, then close it again and open it. But I have no idea why it did that. Oh well, it happens. Really like this drop into the sawmill. It's really nice. And then we have the geysers. Hopefully we'll be lucky and see one of those go off. Or hear it. Nah, we're not going to be. It is what it is. It happens. Then you have the waterfall here. Did it break down? No, it did not. My rides don't break down. It's deactivated. It's just a glitch. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I think a lot of people who really enjoyed this second part of Wild Water really enjoyed the interactions between all of the rides, like you can see here, for example, between the off-road trek and the rafting ride. And of course the adventure trail that was going on top of us, but unfortunately no kinetic energy because of that. But what's great is that the kinetic energy, you can see it when you're on the adventure trail, which we're just about to do after this ride. But yeah, it was a bit of a annoying task, if I'm honest, to do the custom concrete trough that you can see all around the ride. And at some point, I decided to completely stop that and use rocks, because that's what you will see at Rapids as well. But you can imagine that the concrete trough is, well, where concrete remains essentially is where the original ride was, and then the rocks, the new rocks, are new parts of the ride. I'm one of these enjoyers. All the interaction is what made me fall in love with the area. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Alright, so we are back at the station. Here, of course, there's a make-believe exit where you have to push and you know, you come out. There's also this right here that is an access to the pump, which will also have an access to the water treatment building that I will build with the big backstage areas, plural, episode that I will do later in the series. When you go down the concrete stairs, there we go, and we're here with the handicapped access, and back over the bridge onto here. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the dryer. The dryer is really, really well made. It's made by 10 pilots. 10 pilots who you might know from the community. Here's the bin lorry outside. It's awesome. It stopped like right in front of my window. It's great. Right here we have the camp activities for today. Essentially, it's a board to tell you what is where, essentially. So on the left here you have the rafting, the games, and behind us you have Eagle's Nest. Maybe it's going. Yes, it is. Perfect. And on the right over there we have Off-Road Check. Right in front of us we have Grizzly Adventure Trail and Pat's Barbecue on the right. There we go. So, speaking of the Grizzly Adventure Trail, there we go. This is another thing that we've built on stream mostly. I really enjoyed this interior. It's really nice, and the bunk beds are really well made. Like I really enjoyed that. What is outside your window? A bin lorry. It's a garbage truck, if you prefer. But yeah, there we go, with lockers and all that. Basically, the story. Oh, by the way, all of the people who donated, their names are here, right here. Do you play on PC? Yes, I started this park on console, but back in November I made the move to PC to continue the park. And so yeah, now I'm playing on PC. I've been playing on PC since November. Also, welcome to the stream, Jocelyn. And yeah, this idea is that the adventure trail is made for the camp counselors to test them, to test how good they are in situations of in tricky situations, essentially. Here you have. Ooh, almost missed that. Here you have the emergency exit for the rafting, right here. So you can imagine that those things would stop spinning, and you would be evacuated right here. Hey Fog, welcome to the stream. I've caved in chat. I've caved if anyone in chat mentions hippopotamus. I'll take it over bear. Hippopotamus. The people have spoken. Yes, that is true. What is the price of your new PC? I think it was around 2K, if I'm not mistaken. Just the PC was 2K. The rest is kind of something that I salvaged from what my dad used to have. So anyway, we start with this little ropes course right here. I was literally waiting for both rides to show up. There we go. Look at that. I in particular like this this one because this is the first one I've done, and also it goes right over the final themed part of the rapids, which is really cool. Thank you. Any realism building tips for someone on PS5? The your full meter is so annoying, and I feel limits me. What did you feel you prioritize the most? If you look at Camtasso Park from my older Planet Coaster 2 series, I have two, but this is my oldest one. What I did was completely focus on what was inside the park and completely avoid working on what was outside. No, wait, did I say inside? So I meant to say I focused on the inside, and the outside was basically, you know, left to interpretation. It doesn't exist. It's made up. It's fiction. So yeah, I basically wanted to focus on what was inside. So that would be one of my tips. And on top of that, one of my big advice when it comes to building on on PS5 and Xbox is to limit yourself. Unfortunately, you are limited. Act like it. You know, act like every single thing is like very important. Like every single piece, you have to think whether it's important to your build or not. If it's not, don't place it. It's not worth it. Same with your rides. Same with your shops, facilities, pathing. Water also takes some percentage. So yeah, be careful about that. I have a tutorial, more like a guide than a tutorial, on that in particular, on the complexity meter. If you want to check that out, you can just check out the Planet Coaster 2 playlist that I have on the channel, and you'll probably be able to find it, or you know, just find it in my videos. Or maybe I have a tutorial playlist. I don't remember, honestly. Evening short visit while I work on some bits in the background. That's fine. With your Planco 1 builds and console Planco 2 builds, I was really impressed that you managed to make a part that detailed with even with the piece limit. I hope to make something like them eventually. You have to realize that you are able to make a Camtasso Park after playing around and fiddling around with the complexity meter for 5,000 hours. Like, it is a skill. It is a skill to be able to, you know, navigate around that complexity meter to be able to do what you want. But also having the mentality of being able to say, okay, this will not fit, so let's not place it. You know, for example, I wanted to have a sort of teacups ride in the Viking area in Camtasso Park, but I couldn't do that. First of all, because it was too big, and second of all, because the percentage would not allow that. So it's all about making decisions, and making decisions is better than, you know, not making any at all and wanting to put every single thing in your park. So yeah, I think the sweet spot for console parks is having 3 to 4 major rides, Allows you to have a decent sized park with plenty of detail. Yeah, I would say that as well. I think you could push it all the way to 5, but only have those 5 have no flat rides whatsoever, and then put in the detail. Indeed, yeah. I think this is right. Welcome to the stream, Birdie, by the way, and welcome to the stream, Chitaphon. Nice to see you. Imitation good, forces creativity. Yes, but it is frustrating when you know full well that a console can go much further. This is what we proved in December 2024 with that video that I'm talking about the complexity meter. Technically, and in a stable manner as well, you could push the PS5 all the way to 250%, which is like 2.5 times what we have in the game, which would already be a massive improvement. And that is while being stable. On top of that, while we were able to still do that glitch to go above 100%, we were, well, I wasn't personally, my limit was 700, but I do believe that NH99, who worked on that concept with me, was able to go all the way to 800, which is like insane to think about. Of course, past, I want to say past 400%, it was not stable at all. I would say a nice, healthy, balanced application of the meter would have been 250%, but that's it. Hey, Bumblebeige? I thought your name was Bumblebeige. That's okay. With the meter limiting me, I've definitely grown an appreciation for some of those smaller parks. Yes, for sure. Yeah, the Wilderness Springs incident. Yes, of course. It's not an incident. It should work. Like you've seen it yourselves last year on stream even. So it was live, right? And the crazy thing is that as of update 7, so that was the sorcery pack, they patched the ability to go on those PC park that would be featured on the front page on a console, which is like outrageous to me, but it is what it is. After this pack, I would kind of like you to make a park in the early 90s with a limited budget. That's not something that appeals to me, I'm sorry. Technically, this park started in 1997. So there you go, this is my park from the 90s. But yeah, this is not my kind of thing. Honestly, if I may be really, really harsh, this kind of concept would be so boring to me, and I would, like, basically, to start a concept, I want to be into that concept, you know? I don't want to be told what to do. This is not how creativity works. But hey, it is what it is. And anyway, my next 2 parks are already being planned, so who cares? Anyway, let's continue our walkthrough. So yeah, something I wanted to point out is how you can see the queue line from here. And also you have the little raccoons that are showing you the way. So here we have the trembling platforms, so you can imagine that you'd have to cross on those platforms and they would be like trembling. This is also underneath the watchtower, so that's really cool. There you go. Right here you have a nice little view of the plaza and also Bug Borealis over there. Oh yeah, this thing is called Walk the Planks. This is the final obstacle I've done actually. I believe I started it on stream, but I wasn't happy with it, and then I continued it the morning after that, and it ended up being this right here. Then you have a nice view on the coaster plaza. Really, really nice view. I really, really enjoyed that one. You can also see the perfect timing. The lift hill for our new Vekoma STC. which is really nice. Can we see it here? Yes, we can. Oh, that was cool. Oh, look at that. Best use of the raccoons that I've seen. Yeah, I like that too as well. I also like the way I used it in Toy Box Mania, being the people stealing the purple targets. I think that was funny. They are like the secret targets, and I like that. So you have the spinning thumbtacks here. You can imagine that those are here to disorient you. And you have the rope climbing here, which is not that great. And that will never happen again? What will never happen again, mate? Then you have the rolling bridge, which, as you can see, this is not something you could see really well in the video, but some of those logs are actually rolling. Like, some people have been going across, and so they're still rolling for that. And so you have to be really, really careful not to fall. That's pretty funny that we could hear something. Hey, Chitafon, thank you so much for this 1,631 yen. I still have no idea what that is in euros, but thank you so much. Oh, actually, you've told me 8.76. Thank you so much. I'm gonna have to write you down on my phone because right now I cannot go outside of first person. So let's say Chitafon. Yeah. There we go. Thank you so much, Chitafon. The view of both coasters running perfectly, lol. Oh, actually, you can see like both of those elements, and one of them is like off-road track right here, right? And then you have the roll of the coaster is called Kukulkan, like the feathered serpent god. And what I had earlier this afternoon is basically both of them being exactly synced. And you know, they both go in opposite directions, so they were literally dueling this afternoon. And it was like crazy, and I hated myself for not recording it, but yeah, it happened. It happened, and it will never leave my mind. Right now I'm building an early B&M stand-up that is below 100 feet or around 30 meters. That's cool. Just joined the stream. How do you plan on tackling the Mexican area? Are you going to do a Portaventura approach and have it be Mayan Aztec themed? Or are you going to do a Mexican Western theme? So for this first third, so essentially this Mexican area, let's have a shot of Kukulkan while I yap. This Mexican area is going to be divided into 3 parts. This first part that I'm doing right now for episode 11 is going to be indeed Mayan themed. Which is, you know, going to be around dig sites that has been shaken by an earthquake, and so everything is kind of devastated. And there's a temple in the background, and the earthquake is caused by Kukulkan, our favorite serpent god. Which is why the town, the village that we're going to build alongside that in episode 12, in the second part, is called La Serpiente, which means the serpent in Spanish, the snake. So that's second part. That second part is going to be about that Vekoma boomerang that is, you know, kind of a what do you call it? A double deal, essentially, that they do at Vekoma. When you buy an STC, you can also buy a boomerang that is intertwined with that. So that'll be our second ride in this area. And then we have 2 flat rides. We don't talk about those, but that's fine. And then in a third episode, we're going to have the Mexican hotel, which is going to be the only hotel of the park. It's called La Hacienda. La Hacienda is like a big estate for plantations, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, that's going to be our third and final part for that Mexican area. And then once we're done with all of those, we'll go to the Arthurian area with 2 episodes. And then after that, we're gonna have the big backstage episode, and then the park will be done. So there we go. I'm hoping that I'm done before 2027. I'm honestly starting to be a little worried about not being able to finish the park before 2027. So we shall see. We shall see. But yeah, I'll do my best as I always do, and I always work the fastest I could. So yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, we get to the tipsy stairway, going to the highest point of our adventure trail with other outposts, which is right near the rapids. Will it be done before Planet Coaster 3? Yes, it will. It will. It definitely will. With this that you can activate in first person to get some water on our guests. Hello, watching this from the queue of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. That is so cool. So cool. What about Aquaflora? I see books about that in the Wildwater gift shop. Huh. Do you now? I have no idea what that is. How about the Dark Ride? The Dark Ride is going to be in... Whee! The Dark Ride is going to be... Oh, you mean the Dark Ride that I said I wanted to do in the Mexican area. That has been completely changed. Essentially, if you remember, I said that I wanted to do an STC. At first, I wanted to do B&M Invert, because we only had that in the game. But if a future DLC was going to bring the STC, I would do that. So, this is why now we have the STC. Luckily, when I said that 2 months later we were going to have the STC, so that's like so cool. But on top of the STC, they also added the ability to do Vekoma boomerangs, and so I was like, "There's no way I'm doing the Dark Ride in that area." So I'm replacing it with a boomerang, and instead, the concept of the Dark Ride, I think it was called Bailando. Bailando means to dance in Spanish, or dancing in Spanish. Basically, I'm using that for teacups ride. So that way it's still there in spirit, but it's not a Dark Ride anymore. So there we go. And instead, there is going to be a Dark Ride in the... There we go, we crossed there, the water jets. There is going to be a Dark Ride in the Arthurian area instead of the launch spinning coaster. And the launch spinning coaster is going to go in the next park. In Kimtasa World. Blue Jay, welcome back to the VIP supporters. Let me add you real quick while I think about it. Where is this? Settings, roles, VIP supporters, members, and Blue Jay. Thank you so much for being a VIP supporter again, man. Welcome back to the VIP supporters indeed. I'm working on a family suspended coaster that is themed to a helicopter tour in a national park. And I don't know what to add. This is for the chorus contest. You're on your own. You're on your own. I'm also working on the chorus contest, so technically we are working against one another. So yeah, I will not tell you guys what I'm doing for that contest. Just do know that I'll be taking my time, unlike Belleflore that I'm working on like almost 10 hours a day these days. So yeah, it is what it is. Every so often I forget to renew it. It's fine. It's totally fine. Hey Tonic, welcome to the stream. Probably most excited for Avalonia. Well, that's funny because it's not called Avalonia anymore. Avalonia was indeed the first name that it had, the Arthurian area. But I since then renamed it to Carmarthen, which is the village, the village of origin of Merlin, from what I understand. And yeah, I had the idea by playing a roguelike called Sworn, which is a pretty good game actually. I would really recommend it. And yeah, it gave me the idea of the whole storyline for that area and how I was able to completely rework the elements of that area. Basically, everything that I said about Avalonia in the planning video, it's not there anymore. It's something completely different, like in its entirety, which will be interesting. Hey Eclipse, welcome to the stream. Well, nice to see you, honestly. Very, very nice to see you. Have you thought about maybe trying to collab on a park with Corvus? I'm watching his Moorview Meadows park, and it's really good. So, you guys have to understand that Corvus and I, unfortunately, are not the biggest of mates anymore. That being said, I'm still open to work with him or anyone, and yeah, hopefully, in my opinion, at the very least, this is not really why I'm working on the contest. I just found the contest map on the workshop randomly, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a pretty fun contest. I wanna be a part of it. But if that can be an olive branch to bury the hatchet, that'd be nice, honestly. That'd be nice, and maybe work on something. I had done something for Cedar Cove that unfortunately wasn't put in the park. It is what it is. I wasn't the final one to make the decision, but you know, I'm always happy to open to work with other people. I've recently done a collab. Well, a collab. I've just made a coaster for Okie Dokie Games. So yeah, there we go. Feels like quite a few people are interested in that contest. It's a cool premise, and I am a sucker for ground effects. It is a fun thing, you know. I've always wanted to do a proper big terrain coaster, so that's gonna be my attempt at doing it, and it's gonna be really unique. Let's say. It's a contest that appeals to many for sure. Yes, it is. It is for sure. Is the dark ride going to be a Symbolica type of ride? Not really, no. I wouldn't say that, no. You'll see. Be patient. I'm still planning it anyway, so there's nothing set in stone for that. Let's hear it. Hello, you. Welcome to Greekism. Yes, Greekism, where you learn about ancient Greece and gods and Medusa and the bull of Minos and that kind of thing. Anyway, welcome to the stream, John T. Nice to see you, man. I'm betting on an adventure DLC inspired by Mexican culture after you finish La Serpiente. I hope not. That would be crazy, because I've just learned how to use the parade pieces for that theme. So that would be like the biggest middle finger that Frontier could do. Oh, look at that! There's someone playing down there while I'm yapping, and she's won. Yay! Bye. Thank you for playing the ring toss. Hopefully you'll get the badge. Greekism. I'm watching the Odyssey tomorrow. Well, there we go. I know things. I know everything. I am the Oracle of Delphi. There we go. I just don't know what's the coaster is built. This right here. I can talk to you, you know. Welcome to the stream, GeForce Coasters. This is a Vekoma STC. This is something that I've built over the past 2 days. We'll check that out right after our little tour of the area I've done for episode 10 that came out on Friday. Anyway, down the slide. There we go. And out here. Oh, look at that. They're about to splash that raft with water. Yay! Event points really rock. They really, really rock. Hey, Coaster Ellie. Ellie? Eli? Since you have Achterbahn in your name, I suppose it's Ellie. Or, yeah, Ellie. Welcome to the stream anyway. I found you from Serene Gardens. Wow, that was a long time ago. Sorry, the color scheme looks amazing. Thank you. I'm always trying my best with color theory and my color palettes. For example, this area right here has a lot of earthy brown and green tones. So yeah, they all are in that ballpark. So I really like that. But yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, forgot to show you guys the camp ranch rooms. Really nice. Here you have the off-road track ride sign. I really want to try to do more ride signs starting from basically now. This is still pretty simple, but I want to make something much more custom for Kukulkan over there. We shall see. Here we have another backstage access. All the way here we have our retention pond for the lake. The backstage of the toilets. And of course, the backstages for the barbecue place. Hey, Ivan Vol. Welcome to the stream. I have never seen such a realistic park. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you to say. I'm just trying to do my best. And here you can imagine that this backstage road will continue, and right here is going to be the show building for the queue line of our new coaster. When you make older style coasters, do you make them purposefully more janky / rough? I guess so. I've only done those like a couple of times. Well, in recent years. My creepy crawler from Oakwood recreation that I did for Moomin is a good example. I do indeed make them janky on purpose because, you know, they're janky in real life. So essentially try to be as true to the essence of what they are, and yeah, try to mimic the same feel that you would have in real life if you've ever ridden, or even if you haven't ridden something, you can always watch POVs and try to catch that vibe for your own project. This is what I've done for Creepy Crawler. In your timeline, when did the Mexican area of the park open, and did it have a previous theme? So no, something that's really interesting is that the Mexican area opened in 2019 with both the Boomerang, so the village, and the STC, which is of course earlier than the first STC. But you know, they still had the concept at Vekoma. They were just waiting for someone to buy it. So I guess that 2019 is okay to imagine that they started at this point. Anyway, but yeah, it was in 2019. All of it, well, not all of it. The first two parts of the area opened in 2019, so that's both of the coasters, and then the hotel opened, I want to say in 2020 or 2021, possibly 2021, because in 2020 I don't think we were allowed to be at hotels in France, so yeah, but I don't know, I'll do some research on that. I love Belleflore so much. It's so incredible, so incredibly beautiful. I wish I could build like that now. Well, you can. It's always my philosophy that anyone can do what I do. You just have to put a lot of time and a lot of passion into it. Like, pick a concept that really speaks to you, do that, try your best, and that will always be enough. Don't try to be like me, try to be the best of you. Is the park set in a specific country? Yes, of course, it's set in France, because I'm a Frenchman, so yeah, this is Belleflore is essentially the more specifically northern France, I should say, which is where I live and where I grew up, and so it's essentially the park I wanted to grow up in as a youth. Have you got any tips for custom supporting? I usually just look at reference images. Griffin for my dive coaster. Is this the right way to do it, or is there a better way? No, that's pretty accurate to the way I do it as well. I try to look at the typical support structures that you can find on those, and for example on the LIMs, and yeah, basically use those. According to the forces, you know, you'll use different ones, but yeah, otherwise that's pretty much all there is to it. Custom supporting, a lot of people make it a massive deal. It's not that big a deal. It's not that complicated. It's just, you know, trying to make something physically believable. That's it. Hi, do you have a workshop code for this park? Of course, it's in the description. I'm also working on my first park and my ADHD isn't helping. Maybe, and again, this is something that I've said to a lot of people, and a lot of people have thanked me for that advice. Maybe you shouldn't try a park. Maybe you should try to do blueprints first. Try to do blueprints once you're done with those smaller projects. Try a smaller park, try actually to use those blueprints to do a park, and then maybe you'll be able to try something bigger. But you know, don't bite off more than you can chew, is what I'm saying. Start small, be humble. Not everyone, especially when you're not a content creator who allocates a lot of hours of their time to make something like Belleflore, you know, this is not something that you can realistically do, like that anyone can realistically do. So do something your scale, do something with the time that you can allocate to the game, which is maybe like, I don't know, 5 to 10 hours a week on the game. I don't know how much you guys play. It will vary according to the player, but you know, do small things. Start small things, then, you know, work your way up towards a small park, and once you've done a small park, maybe do a medium park, and then you will have the experience to do a big park, like an actual big park. That's my advice. Again, you don't have to take my word for it. You can do whatever you want, but this is what I always say to people like you, who is saying, "Oh yeah, I cannot commit to a park." Of course you can't. You cannot start with a massive project because your brain isn't made like that. Hey Fahrenheit, welcome to the stream. I really want to see what the wild water area looked like when it was a Wild West town. Unfortunately, I will not make that. But if you guys want to do that, you can. You can, for sure. Is it true that you met a German YouTuber named Spetzy? Of course I did. Yes, I know Alex. I know Alex completely by chance. And at the time, he didn't know me. He didn't know me from my YouTube channel. He knew me from the Corvus vlogs, which was really funny. And I was at Plopsaland with a mate of mine called Hugo. It's the same Hugo that the bistro is named after in this park. And yeah, Alex approached me and he was like, "Oh, are you Jan from Corvus?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." And so yeah, ever since we are friends, we follow one another and we DM one another like a couple times a month, I want to say. And he's really nice. I really like Spetzy. Alex, of course. I call him Alex. Never really called him Spetzy. My park is mostly small little sections of a park stitched together, since the big picture is always daunting. Exactly, always try to zoom in on the smallest detail possible so that your brain doesn't overload. Then you've only spent an hour and a half straight on Planet Coaster. I'm used to seeing 5-hour kind of numbers. What do you mean? Like Jan said, start small. Yeah, listen to Fog. Fog is another massive veteran of the Planet Coasters. Get a theme that you are interested in, whatever that is, then choose a small part of that, set a timer and build something in an 8 meter by 8 meter limit. Yeah, why not? That's a good idea. Wait, a German YouTuber is named Spetzy. Of course, and he's really nice. He mostly does theme park, not a lot of Planko, even though sometimes he sneaks some Planko into there. But yeah. Hey Jaden, welcome to the stream. Anyway, let's continue with our last part of our tour. We have the photo stand right here. The exit with the accessible entrance over there. And wow, this queue is busy. Alright, so we have the Charles Grizzly camp director, what's that called? Lodge, there we go. And he has an animatronic that is greeting you here and showing you the itinerary for the off-road trek. Love the double raccoons here. Here you have an emergency exit, right here. Yeah, I know. Spetzy is a very well-known drink in Germany, indeed, and Hendrik loves Spetzy because he's from Germany, so that's why he's having that reaction. There we go. Nothing much to do, Scattlepan. Another emergency exit that leads to our maintenance bay, and then we have our station with those lovely trains inspired by .NET's work. In fact, there's the share code for the inspiration, and I love that they will launch right away. I love that so much. And I've added like a fake track on top of the station to make it seem like the LIM start right here on car 5. There we go. So let's see. First person unfortunately isn't the best because there's a glitch that makes guests completely freak out, as if there was constant head shoppers on this ride, but it is what it is. So this is my longest coaster to date. It's 1,084 meters long, which is like very, very long. See you, Fog. Have fun doing this, the voice stuff. Second launch. There we go. Interaction with the rapids. Third launch. To the highest point of the ride right here. And then the quadruple down. I don't think you guys realized that it was a quadruple down, but it is. Over the brake run. And right here. And yes, this is Off-Road Trek. I love it so much. Like, I've always wanted to do a Vekoma LIM, but being able to do it in such an environment was like a dream come true. I love it so much. You put one piece of scenery 10 feet away from the track and you still duck like it's a head chopper. On normal rides, yes, but hold on. I have to show it to you. Essentially, I don't know if it's actually I can completely stop being here in first person. I don't know if it's because of the scenery I placed on the train. I don't think it is, but if you look at the way the track behaves, so let's put it on pause. Essentially, if you click on the track, you will see that you cannot actually click on the track, and the real track, the in-game track is actually right here, like on top of it. And so my theory is that the AI thinks that the track is right where their face is, and so that's why there is a bug. And that is like the weirdest thing ever. Because the track is not, like, you can see if I click on the track, it doesn't do anything. Whereas, you know, for example, if I click on the track of the STC, yeah, it'll be the track. Like if I click right here, nothing will happen. But if I click on the track, it'll be the STC. Whereas this, you have to click slightly above the track. Which is I think why the glitch is happening. But it is what it is. The out is so fire. Thank you so much. I think you could do great things with a Gravity Group Woody. I did one in Bumbleglade, which was my last Planet Coaster Park video that I did in 2024, if you're interested to look at that. Otherwise, I have a nice big Woody right here, but it is a GCI, not a Gravity Group. Yeah, because the spline is where the tail are for the coaster. Yes, most tracks don't have that problem, but if a family launch coaster is one, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. What are we cooking today? Well, good question, actually. For today, what we are working on is definitely the STC, or the area around the STC. The thing is, I kind of completed. That's not true. They're not complete. But I kind of put in the entire custom supports. So that's that. I don't think there is more work to do today on custom supports. So I actually don't really know what to do. I know it's a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. I know what to do. First of all, I need to write down cheatathon for the donation that Cheetahfon has done earlier in the stream. Thanks again, Cheetahfon. And yeah, all of the names that will be here will be names that will end up in here, near in the queue line for the flat ride, if you're interested for that. Boomerang, yes, family Boomerang. Thanks for being around, Hendrik, and sleep well. What time is it actually? Hey, it's not that bad. It took an hour and 15 minutes. Right, so I have to do something with that, and I think that's going to be that way. Yeah. That works. Yeah. Just gonna make sure that this works as intended now. Yep, all good. Hopefully it doesn't stop on the lift hill. Nope, we're all good. Okay, that's fixed. Perfect. So yeah, this is our new Vekoma STC that I've been working on for the past couple of days. Really excited for this one. I think it's one of the better layouts that I've done. One of the more realistics as well, with the forces in general. There's only, of course, yeah, that's because I did the brake run. The forces aren't showing up, but the only big spike at one point is 177 laterals, which is around here, I believe, which is like fine. It's if it's only a spike, but yeah, it is what it is. Hey, Marilyn and Coaster Engineer, welcome to the stream, guys. Spetsy is my favorite YouTuber after you. And here's the reason why I let my hair grow. Yeah, he has a lot of hair, hasn't he? Oh my goodness. Any tips for making coaster stations? I'm so bad at that. I don't know. You know the thing is, I have such an automatic way of making things that I'm terrible for tips and all that. Like I'm good at the theory. I'm terrible at helping people making things. You know, this is why I don't do tutorial guys. A lot of people don't like my tutorials because I'm way too much into theory and into the mindset of things and all that. So yeah. But if I can help you cover the Planet Coaster things as much as you can, that's the only thing that I can help you with. So a lot of custom thing, you know, here you have custom platforms with some concrete. You have the curb here. You know, all of that essentially will help your station look custom. Similarly, you have something similar right here, and yeah. Yeah, exactly, John Z. The tip is just keep doing it until you don't suck at it. Yeah, it is what it is. Like, do it the way you think you might want to do it. Of course, take a lot of inspiration from real life. That's always the, you know, parks that you've been to and things like that. Try to, if you ever do a park trip, try to focus on how, for example, in this case, stations are made and how they look, and you know, you'll be able to make things in this game according to that. Hey Lyndon, welcome to the stream. It's okay if you're late. We're still here. This is the Mexican area. Yes, it is. It is. It is the first third of the Mexican area, which is the dig sites near I cannot say that word. A Mayan temple. There we go. Whew, sorry, I'm about to burp, and I don't want to burp on stream. I gotta catch my breath. There we go. Let's have a sip of water. There we go. Okay, so as I was saying, what I've done this. Oh yeah, I have. No, it's fine. What I've done this afternoon is do every custom support. So it is what it is. It's already done. Let me put in some music, actually. There we go. And yeah, so there is not much custom supporting to do right now. I haven't done the flanges yet, just because I want to wait until I have the final height of the terrain to put in the flanges. Same with the floor, not the floor, the footers. So so yeah, no work on the custom support right now. I think, however, that I want to start the beach area with you guys. This is something that I'm really excited about, and I think we could try to work with the water effects here as well. So maybe we'll do that. Did I see Bailando written on the floor? We're bringing that back. Yes, but in a different form. So, as I said earlier in the stream, that dark ride is completely canned. I didn't like the concept that much anyway, and it would have been very complicated and possibly boring as well. So that's canned. Fortunately, there's another dark ride that will replace it in the Arthurian area. But I really like the concept of, you know, dancing in Mexican culture and Latin American culture in general. So I decided to turn teacups into Bailando. So now we have teacups that will be having the name Bailando indeed. Did I miss the STC POV? No, you did not. There will not be an STC POV. I don't think I will do POVs like I used to anymore. I feel like it's too much of a treat, and also it's a little bit weird because you guys get the unfinished version of what I do, which was the case. Is it me, or is it very laggy? Why is it so laggy? I don't know. It's okay. Right, so the idea is to do a beach. Yeah, but it's not usually that laggy, Blue Jay. I think it's because I'm streaming. I'm not used to doing streaming terrain when I'm streaming. So that might be why. Something a little more rounded. Is there going to be a larger drop tower somewhere in the park? So fun fact, I originally didn't want this to go here. I wanted a... Where is it? Right here. I wanted this to go here, which you can imagine why I decided against that. Like that is like huge. Like properly huge. So I decided against it, and fate would have it that the Little Dipper would come with the DLC, the latest one, and so yeah, I decided to put that instead of the parachute ride, which in the end will work out much better, I think, in the sense that this tiny drop tower is actually, as you can see with the name, if you speak Spanish, sismometro means seismometer, which is a device that allows you to measure the scale of earthquakes, which is going to play right into our storyline, which I love it. Absolutely terrifying parachute ride, good riddance. You would probably still scream on the frog hopper, though. Right, let's put back the water in. I have every DLC except parades. Is it worth it? I think so. I think among all the DLCs that we have so far on Planet Coaster 2, hopefully there will be more in the future. But so far, it's definitely the best in my opinion. But then again, that is only my opinion. There's definitely a big criticism around the price, which I do understand. But to me, it makes sense. Oh, nice. We go into the lo-fi now. Love lo-fi. Okay. Hey, that's pretty nice. That's not bad. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking that some landscaping. What is landscaping? Some landscaping for tonight is a good idea. I don't feel like working all that much on the coaster. I've spent like 2 full days of work on the coaster so far. Something that I can show you though is the trains for our coaster Kukulkan, which, to remind you all, is the feathered serpent god of Mayan mythology. So this is why we have something that is very inspired by Tequani Beast, sorry, and Kanda for this right here. So yeah, I've taken inspiration from both of those, and I think you can see it. Of course, the way to do theming on that is also very inspired by. Oh, I just noticed. Huh. Those don't actually have the square. Why is that? That's not great, is it? Oh, it's the second part of that they don't have. Well, you know what? Let's fix that. There we go. We're gonna have to do it per car, unfortunately. Ooh. Because yes, this is something that I had to do per car, because unfortunately, if you do the twinning to all cars, this head would have been, well, basically, those would be here as well as the head, is what I'm saying. So I needed to duplicate it per car, which took a lot more time than it should have, but I think it's fine. Especially with such a result, like it's pretty nice. Looks fantastic. Ooh, the trains are sick. Also, train design peak. Thank you guys. We really have some cool trains in this park. Can't you twin that specific scenery piece? No, that's what I was telling you. Essentially, if I twin, for example, let's say something that will be very easily seen. Let's twin it right here, this one. It'll also show up on the head. So in order for me not to have the head being bothered by the body, I needed to have every single car be individually duplicated instead of twinned. So that's why I didn't twin it. But it's fine. Yes, it was a lot more work, but you know, it is what it is. It happens. Train design looks so cool. Thank you. Thank you. Very inspired by you know, classic Mayan art, which we also have going on right here. This train design reminds me of the new Montezuma's Revenge Train. Haven't seen it, actually. Haven't seen it. My inspirations were Tequani Beast at... what's the name of that park? It's not open yet. Is it Bon? I think it's called Bon. B-O-N. Can't remember the exact name of it. But, you know, that park. In Mexico, actually, funny enough. And... Conda as well. And also a little bit of Storm the Dragon Legend. At... Wow, I forgot the name of that park. Oh goodness, what's the name of that park? Tusenfryd. Fryd, technically. At in Norway, near Oslo. Well, either way, the cars are done, so who cares how I do it? I did it. It's not important. Anyway, let's have a little save. I said save. Oh my goodness, what the heck was that? That was like... Oh my god. What was that? Where did that come from? Whew, I'm gonna have a sip of water and let's forget that I've ever said that. Oh my god. Oh, I'm blushing. Where did that come from? Oh my god. Whew. Whew. Oh my god. Is this park placed in modern day? Yes. Well, sort of. By the time it's finished, it will technically be the 2027 season. But yes, it is placed in modern day indeed. And its history dates back to 1990. Well, actually, the 1600s, to be more precise. But when it started to be a park, it was in 1997. It looks amazing, though. My favorite train so far. I would say so as well. Yeah, it would be between Coco Can for me. Of course, you have to forget the big elephant ears for the clearance. In fact, I can show you a better view by completely removing those. There we go. That gives you a better idea of the train. I love the tongue as well. I think the tongue is such a nice detail, especially because you'll see mostly the bottom of the train. So that's like really cool. So yeah, it would be between Coco Can and where is it? There it is. And Bucking Bronco. I really like the design on Bucking Bronco. Like, I was so proud of that. I also really like Off-Road Trek, but Off-Road Trek, you know, I was helped with what .NET had already made. What else do we have? We have Choo Choo. Where is it? It's probably inside, isn't it? Wow. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Choo Choo is like... it's Voldamp at Tripsdrill, essentially. And of course, Opas Rodelbahn, which is also a top-tier train, I would say. Like, we have a lot of cool trains. Of course, then there is Borealis, which is like the plain old Mac Mega train. Although, I did do the numbers on there, just to make them realistic. And then we have Fisker Sang as well, which I believe is not running right now. Whoa. There we go. But this is like a classic boat, really. Nothing too fancy. Actually, wait, it reminds me of that Iron Gauzy's train. Yeah, kind of. I could see the reference. It was not one of my reference, but I could see how it could make you think of that. Selian, don't know if you already know the answer to this question, but what new feature would you like to add in a future DLC? Like parades, I mean? Walkthrough attractions, I think. I would love to see hotels, don't get me wrong. But I feel like I would love to see that as a free update, you know, like what they've done with the restaurants, for example. But as far as features are concerned, especially with what I've done in Belleflore between the mini golf and the adventure trail, I would love to see walkthrough attractions. A way to do walkthrough attractions. That could be made into so many different things. I don't know. Scare mazes, for example. You know, that kind of thing, essentially. And I feel like there's a lot of creativity to be had with that kind of thing. So yeah, that's what I would love to see, walkthrough stuff. Otherwise, I think shows would be nice, but personally it's not my cup of tea. You know, much like the parades, I'm not much of a parades guy. I may play with them like once for Contessa World, but that's about it. Shows might be a similar thing, but yeah, it is what it is. 8 days, welcome to the stream. The new area is already off to a pretty good start, and I enjoyed the new coaster you're making. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Oh yeah, like the walkthrough in the boat at the Puy du Fou. Don't remember the name. Yeah, exactly. I see exactly what you mean, and yeah, that would be another nice use of that. You know, more opportunities to either have immersive experiences or, you know, more fun experiences like an adventure trail or mini golf or, you know, that kind of thing. Anyway, what was I doing? Yes, landscaping. Sorry, I'm a little easily distracted. I haven't streamed in over a week, in 2 weeks almost, in a week and a half actually. So I'm not used to the rhythm anymore, but that's fine. There's a good possibility that I don't stream on the next Wednesday as well, because I'm gonna go see The Odyssey and the new Spider-Man movie. But I'll update you all on Discord if that's the case. Easily distracted by ducks? Huh? What are you on about? Oh, you're going to Ellendorn tomorrow. That's great. That's awesome. Well, thank you for joining, Broccoli. It was nice to see you, and enjoy tomorrow. Have a good one as well. Right, so I think I'm just going to adjust the railings I've done here so that it actually follows the curve that I had originally made. Not like that, no. There we go. Something like that. Is the queue going to have a story like on the water ride? Kind of, yes. Kind of. I would say that the story is more something that you'll have to discover by going in the queue lines of every single attractions. But otherwise, yes, there is definitely a story to this entire area that is very much like Fiskesjustens, where, you know, there's the Captain Forson that is gone on an expedition and all that, and you know the story, you all know it. But also he's founded the Northern Lights Club, which is where Borealis is departing from and all that. So yeah, this overarching story, it was good, but it was not that great. When it comes to La Serpiente, I want to have every single ride, well, but one, be a part of that overarching story, essentially. So, Kukulkan will be part of the story, Sismo Metro will be part of the story, and Ofranda will be part of the story as well, which is our boomerang. Adventure trails could tie into being with walkthrough attractions, sections where you set an amount of room for people to stand in for a set amount of time, and such. It would be great. Well, speaking of that, I would love to see pre-shows. That would be a feature that I would love to see. I don't know if that would be doable, but since we miss, not necessarily miss, but we need more dark rides. in general, like models in the game, what if the next one is more focusing on that kind of experiences, and perhaps they give us pre-shows? I don't know. I have no idea. But I would love to do pre-shows. If I could do a pre-show for both the remaining Dark Ride and the big Vekoma LSM coaster, then yeah, that would be like an amazing thing that I would love to do. Ah, come on. Of course, I can always do the rolling pre-show, which is fine, I guess, but you know, the pre-show is like so much different. So we'll see. We'll see. I already have an idea for a rolling pre-show anyway. But yeah, we'll see. Finally got a layout that I like for my family suspended coaster. Yay! Awesome. Right. So, Sismo Metro. I would love to have it at the edge right here. This to be aligned. There we go, perfect. What was that last theme again? You told already, but I had no clue what it is about, and it didn't translate well in my head. What are you talking about, Yapa? I'm happy to answer your question, but I have no idea what you're talking about. If I'm honest. No loss of what you're asking. Talking about the Arthurian. Yes, the Arthurian area. So, an Arthurian area is an area themed to, you know... oh, sounded like furry. No, Arthurian. Arthurian is basically... I know I struggle to say it even to this day. It's getting better though, which is good because at some point I will have to say it in a video. And I'm already sure that I'm gonna mess up many takes because of that. But that is around the myths and the legends around King Arthur, and more specifically in our case, Merlin, the Black Knight, and a third character that I don't want to reveal yet. But this is definitely the area that I'm the most excited to work on. I've been planning it for so long, and I have such cool ideas that yes, I cannot wait to start working on that. Hey Nitro, welcome to the stream. Starting on a Max Striker, and do you have any idea what the first element should be? Do whatever you like, man. Try things out. You know, the first thing about being a Planet Coaster player is learning how to stop listening to others and trying to listen to yourself, what you want to do. And by that I mean try things out, you know, try things that seem right to you. So don't listen to what we want, what I want in particular, but go wild. Go wild with your first element. Do whatever you want. No one's stopping you, no one's telling you what to do, and that's the point of the game. Have fun. Right, so I don't think I need this. I don't think I need this either. I'm just a little torn when it comes to idea non-inverting loop. There you go. Do that. Right, so I'm torn between having this being on that side, which is doable, but will block the view-ish. Like, I mean, it's alright. You know, it kind of blocks the view. Or we could have it here. So this building here, this corrugated metal piece, is supposed to be the queue line, essentially. I think I like that. That's cool. Also really cool views of that area, and also the future Mexican area from that little drop tower. What if... Because what I would love to have is have a path that goes right here into the Mexican village, underneath that big hill, and then right here would be a second access into that village, with the station for the boomerang starting here and then, you know, weaving its way throughout the layout all the way to the spike, which will be at this temple. If you could ever replace a coaster in a park with one of your coasters, which coaster would it be and where? Your question makes no sense. What do you mean? They already are my coaster. All of them. I'm sorry, I don't get the question. Okay, let's do it differently. Yeah, that'll be better. You can imagine rock work and trees. I think you meant placing one of your coasters in a real park. Which would it be? Oh, hold on. Like if you could replace a coaster from your Planet Coaster parks into a real life. Yeah, replace is not the right word. Place is the right word. That is a good question, honestly. I don't think any of them could fit anywhere. No, I have no idea. Like, everything is so tailor-made for Belleflore, I literally cannot see any of the coasters being ported to another park. I'm sorry, this is disappointing, I'm sure, but I cannot see it happening at all. I'm sorry. I literally can't see it happening. My mind doesn't work like that. Trying crap out. Big Bear clone. What do you mean clone? Hold on. Hey. I'm gonna start throwing fists here. It's not a clone. It's an original Yan BK layout. What do you mean? I didn't know Big Bear was doing a triple down right out of the station. It's not that cool. Want to remove those things. There we go. Much better. First roller coaster would fit in Plopsa Indoor Hasselt. I think they have that already. I'm pretty sure that two of the Plopsa parks, one being Plopsa in Deutschland, has that. Is it at Zero Force 2, if I'm not mistaken. So technically it already does. Although mine was like retracked and re-layouted, whatever you want to call that, with the retheme of the area in 2025. I don't know how to work with those. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Hold on. Yeah, I'm doing it wrong. Hold on. Yeah, place the entrance. Of course, it's not gonna snap. It's gonna have to be here, and the exit is gonna be right in front of you. No, that is not quite right in front of you. Nope. Sorry, this is so annoying. Yeah, that works. Personally, I could envision some of his coasters at Toverland, Bucking Bronco, at a Wallaby Park maybe, or the Crow at Thorpe. The Crow would work so well at Thorpe, yes. And it needs an LSM coaster, so I would definitely agree with that. Jan's right, his rides have too much personality to be anywhere else. Well, that's a great compliment, thank you so much. I'm glad you think that. I'm trying my best to make them unique in that sense. Now, whether it works or not, that I am not sure. Okay, then what is your dream coaster you want in your home park? So it depends what I consider my home park. Technically, Plopsaland, Belgium is my home park. But so is Bellewaerde. Like, in my opinion, Bellewaerde and Parc Astérix are much more home parks to me than Plopsaland is, and I kind of don't really care about Plopsaland all that much, whereas Bellewaerde and Parc Astérix, I really do genuinely care about those two parks. So for Bellewaerde, I think an STC would be an STC or long SFC would be my pick. I would love to see something of the sort at the park. I feel like they really lack in the thrill department. So whether they would go for something a little more family-oriented or something completely thrilling, that with an invert would be a great idea, I think. As for Parc Astérix, I would love to see Goodurix get replaced with a Vekoma tilt coaster, and I feel like there is a good possibility that this will happen someday after 2030. So yeah. I think I'm the only Blanco lover who never goes to theme parks. Well, to be fair, these days I kind of don't go to theme parks anymore because of, you know, budget issues and all that. See you, John T. Thank you so much for tuning in. And take care, mate. So yeah. To be fair though, since I managed to make the channel a little more profitable, I'm now able to start thinking about doing more theme parks. Still not quite there yet. Like I'm not like out there making trips all the way, but I'm beginning to feel a little bit more comfortable. I think a tilt would fit well at back aesthetics, but so would a hyper. It would be interesting to see what a traditional Vekoma hyper looks like. What are your thoughts on their coming Intamin MDC? Oh, multi-dimension Ghoster. I'm loving the concept. I cannot wait to see it realized. They're already well underway, and I cannot wait to be in 2028. Like, that might be the best project that Back Aesthetics has ever done, and I'm so there for it. We were talking about Spetsy earlier, and we've already said that in 2028 we might do a trip at Back Aesthetics together. So I cannot wait, both because I will get to see Spetsy again, but also because I love Back Aesthetics. Like I love the dynamic of their investments. I love where they're going, how smart they are with everything that they do, and they're a big inspiration for what I do in Planet Coaster. So yeah, I cannot wait to see more and do more at Back Aesthetics. It's such a nice place. Right. So I'm just gonna have to. No, actually, it's pretty. But it isn't. Except it isn't! Haha! The light is not centered. There we go. No, it's still not it. You know what? Screw it. Screw it. There we go. There's still some fencing here. There we go. All done. Why am I doing that? I'm sorry. Right, and there. Yes, perfect. That way we have a guest area that is very well delimited. Don't blame you for loving Back Aesthetics. It's one of my bucket list sparks. Everything they've touched post-COVID has turned gold. Yes, for sure. Is there any coaster model that you refuse to use? I refuse to use the B&M invert because I suck at building a layout with it. I wouldn't say that I absolutely refuse to do it. but I have PTSD because of that thing to build anything with a wooden structure. So I'm kind of cringing at the idea of doing either an RMC or a woody again at some point. So yeah, that's what comes to mind. Oh, come on, autosave. You know what would be nice is if that would be the same color as that. Now, how am I going to do it is a mystery. Oh, well, mystery solved. I want more dirt. I feel like the gray should be for stone. Yeah, that looks better. This is supposed to be a dig site. So let's treat it as such. What site? A dig site. To dig, you know. Like an archaeo... Fuck. Whoa, that was close. An flipping hell. An archaeological dig site is what I mean. So this music is gonna make me fall asleep. It is so calm and relaxing. Well, that's what those streams are for as well. Just the way you say sounds like something else. It's fine. Are there going to be another walkthrough attraction somewhere in the park in the future? Technically, if you want to consider the hotel as a walkthrough attraction, then yes. Okay. I think we can expand it all the way here. Yay, progress. So that way here we can have some trees, because we desperately need some trees in that area. Landscaping in general is the key word. what to do. Hold on. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's 20. Have you ever been out to the United States for like Cedar Point or Dollywood? Hey Coaster Vision, welcome to the stream. I have been to the United States, but never to Cedar Point or Dollywood, no. But I have been to the United States several times. And yes, I have been to theme parks on American soil. Seems a little big, but I feel like we can make it work. Four. 2, 3, 4. In my opinion, Belleflore is similar to Dollywood. Stop comparing Belleflore. Belleflore is Belleflore. Dollywood is Dollywood. Dollywood is nothing like Belleflore, and Belleflore is nothing like Dollywood. They can be their own separate things. Stop comparing things to other things. It's stupid. Hey, .net! Welcome to the channel supporters. You lurker? .net's been lurking around, hey? Yen built an STC, must give the money. I feel like you will have an appreciation of the look of the train as well. Hold on, let me remove the clearance envelope. There we go. Look at those beauties. Are really, really nice. No, I just joined. That's fine. But I'm leaving again. No, not yet! Please, look at the beautiful trains! I've even made the hydraulics for the swinging. I think Belleflore is similar to Disneyland. I'm gonna start throwing hands, Fufu. Welcome to the stream, though. There we go. You can go now, .net. Thank you so much for becoming a channel supporter again. Yes, Tequani Beast, and a little bit of Conda, and a little bit of Storm the Dragon Legend. 2, 3, 4. Only request is to do something to like restrained housing, backpacks. Yeah, I thought about it as well, but I feel like it would be over-designing it, if I'm honest. Like, I don't feel like it's necessary. I'm in two minds about it. I'm genuinely not sure whether they really need something. Sometimes I look at it, I'll feel like I need that, but sometimes I feel like I don't. I don't know. We'll see by when the episode comes out, obviously. But yeah, we shall see. We shall see. For now, I'll leave it as is, and we'll see what I feel in the future. What if... Yes. What if... Yes. 4. No, not 4. That. Yeah, that is good. Is it good? Not sure. Oops, wrong account. And you used the wrong account to become a channel supporter as well. Oops. 2, 3, 4. It's the Frontier Unlocked music. Yes, it is. It's available on all streaming platforms, by the way, if you guys want to have a listen. It's the lo-fi version of the Planet Zoo soundtrack. Or... nah, it's silly. Well, I don't know. I'll just have to experiment with the queue line. I'll make a decision later. It's fine. Let's have a save, because we've done a little bit of work now, and we need to save that. But yeah, that's all I will beg for. Add anything, even just some fancy patterns or something, to the restrained housing. For the rest, super hypes. You're the best. Thank you, mate. You're the best too. I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna sort something. That's fine. Some Lego. Oh, cool. Cool. Yeah. I don't know. Something that I was thinking about is maybe some scaly bits using the gutters, like I did on the dragon train that I did a little while ago. But I don't know. Right now I'm more leaning towards not doing anything with the housing. I feel like it looks good enough. But we'll see. Maybe my mind will change again. Okay, perfect. Now here is where I'm gonna have to be sneaky about it. That's not great. It's not great at all, but I think I can fix that. That's a motorcycle. That's fine. See you, Coaster Engineer. Thank you so much for being around for so long. Whenever I try to make a park, it always sucks, but I have like an awesome coasters, terrible parks. Then try to get better at parks. Or making things outside of coasters, you know, like, I don't know, shops, seating areas, queue lines. I don't know, I don't know how you work. But you know, trying things outside of your comfort zone is how you get better. So yeah, try that. Whatever that may be, I don't know. I'm not in your head, obviously. That would be awful. And I wonder if creators will turn Belleflore into a Six Flags park like they did to Serene Gardens. Hey, you guys have the power to do that. You guys can do whatever you want. You guys could turn Camtasso Park into a Six Flags park if you wanted. I'm baffled that no one has tried that yet. Nah, doesn't change anything. It's okay, well, we're gonna have to keep it that way. I forget that the delete draw tool is a thing, makes things way easier for pathing now. Yes, but also I like to edit node by node, you know, like I just did here. I feel like working node by node is much easier, but it's fine. So I feel like this support right here is our first support to be sure that it's gonna stay here. So you know what, let's put in the footers. Let me look at reference actually, because I'm not sure that that Halls has round supports. I think it has square supports. How's Überkopf? Let's see. It does, yes. Can I have a closer look at that, please? Any picture? Yes, they're very cool pictures, but I want to see a support. It's hilarious how there is not a single... Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. I play on console so I don't have as much pieces I can put the park as a PC does. So I tried to do as good as my console can hold. You know, I've always like until November of last year, I was a console creator as well. So I know what you're going through, and it's not that bad. Like, focus on smaller projects is what I'm saying. On console, that's the way to go. I feel like I always say it, but it's true. Nah, that's not quite like that. That is kind of the way I want it. Yeah. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Dun, 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 dun. Welcome back, Osna. Now we gotta work on flanges. Let's see. I want to try to get a picture of the roll, if that's possible. That's not the... that's kind of the roll. No. There it is. Huh. Interesting. I'd forgotten that the roll was technically not exactly the way I did it. Snap to position. Dun, 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 so I feel like something of the sort would be nice. And for symmetry's sake, let's do it also on that side. Perfect. I feel like we could also... Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You know what? I'll copy over the footers and just the one. Just the one is fine. And place them here because I feel like they're here to stay as well. Okay. We can just boom and add that to that group. There we go. We have our first officially completed supports here for that massive roll over the plaza, which is kind of crazy. All right, I think to finish the stream, I'm just gonna fill that planter here. Although I just realized that this right here was not the right color. That's fine. I'll do that in the morning. But yeah, I'll fill this with some trees and some foliage, and maybe some clutter as well. There we go. I'm going to write Tormenta next week. Do you ever plan on writing it? I'm from France. Do you know how expensive it is for me to go to Texas? I would love to. Don't get me wrong, but it's like way too expensive for me. So maybe in years' time, perhaps. But not anytime soon, that's for sure. Oops. Oh yeah, by the way, those are our lampposts for the area. Pretty much the same as Wildwater Canyon, but with more modern lighting. What's it like in France? It's great. Pretty great. Can't complain. It's a weird question, honestly. All right. Foliage time. Maybe a rock? Rock would be nice. Nah, no rock. Let's go check out my my palette, my foliage palette. That's a little big. Yeah, that's too big. Maybe this will be better. If the game wants to cooperate. I think it works. As I said multiple times in this stream, this is a Mexican area, and we are doing the dig site of this particular area. This is going to be an area that is divided into 3 parts. The part that we're doing right now, which is a dig site around the old Mayan temple, a village, which is going to be a typical Mexican village around the jungle, essentially. And, well, the jungle, the sort of jungle-ish looking area. And the third part is going to be our hotel for the park. So imagine like Mayan area, dig site, village, hotel, and then final area. I know it's always really strange to try and grasp what I have in my head when we're this early into an area. I remember that it was the case with the previous one when I first started. Like, a lot of people didn't understand where I was going with all this. It's safe to say you guys enjoyed what I did with that previous area, so, you know, let me cook. Okay, let's not put some flamenco music because it might be a little too harsh for this late hour. Let's put in some clair obscur. There we go. Much better. Do-do-do. Let's know what I wanted to do. Yeah, that's looking nice. Perfect, perfect indeed. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I like that. What are your tips for coaster supports? I've personally never made them before. Look at sorry, it's late. Look at what you can see in real life. Try to find reference of the models that you're working on. For example, here I was working on an STC, so I was looking at the existing STC that are in the world, and try to mimic that essentially with the pieces that we have in the game. Most of being a quote-unquote good Planet Coaster player is all about that, really. Is all about mimicking what you can see in real life, or you know, what you can imagine, or concept art, that kind of thing. I'm blind, how can I look at reference photos? How can you look at anything if you're blind? Mr. Osna, stop talking nonsense. See you on to another coaster. Thank you for being around. No, not that. I think the classic arrowwood will do the trick. Because I need something a little darker for behind this this plant here. I would like to use that tree as well. I don't think having the small coconut palm is a good idea. I feel like having this here is a better idea, and you know, working our way up essentially to something taller in the middle. Whatever that can be. I'm really happy to be working on something a little more tropical, because so far I've been working on things that aren't from warm climates in general. So I'm really, really glad that I'm able to work on something a little more, a little warmer. Love building in parallel in Planko while you stream. Yeah, that's what all this is for. So I'm glad that you're building alongside me. Is that too big? Definitely. I basically don't want this tower to be too hidden. That's not bad. Not sure about the acacia? Acacia. How do you say that in English? Acacia. There you go. Maybe an olive tree? Whoops. No. What are you doing for Corvus's contest? Do you think I'm telling you? No. We're competing against one another. I'm not telling you. This is a competition, mate. I'm not telling anyone anything. Not the channel supporters, not anyone is seeing what I've done until I'm done. Oops. Yeah, I think that is better because it allows us to put some clutter. Let's see if we can steal some clutter from the rest of from the other area, essentially. I feel like we can use that. Come on, I'm literally doing a Walmart. Yes, I know, but other people who are not doing a Walmart are here in the stream. And I don't want to reveal anything. I really want you guys to be surprised. I feel like just the fact that I'm participating in a Corvus contest already is such a surprise. That, yeah, I feel like keeping it all secret is pretty cool. Yeah, exactly, I was thinking of you, Blue Jay. That's exactly you. I was literally thinking about you. No, that doesn't work. I need something like this, for example. One of these days you should do one of these streams where you have the mime battle song on loop for 4 hours, and if anybody brings it up, you just gaslight them and play the paranoids. Nah. I don't gaslight people. Well, we all know what happened to your 5K submission? What 5K submission? My 5K submission? Of what contest? I can't remember. It's not even a joke, like I genuinely do not remember what you're talking about. Isn't that the one you deleted? Oh, Heliopolis. The one for the diorama contest. Yeah. It was sad. I was genuinely very sad, but also ultimately I feel like it was something bad for something good, because working on that project I decided to take some time away from Condesso Park. And if I had been making that project... No, that doesn't work either. What could I put here? But yeah, it was something good, because in the end I could continue working on the Condesso Park, and so I got done quickly, more quickly. So yeah, it's a win situation. It was meant to happen, I think. And I genuinely do not mind that it's gone. I feel like it was an interesting idea, but also I feel like it's better to keep it for another time. What could I put there? I feel like I need more clutter. What kind of clutter could I put? No, nothing here. Rope would be nice. No, we already have a crate on that side. Maybe a crate, but with one of those covers, if I have any. Yay! Your build for the Corvus 5K contest. I did that? What was it? The themed area. Oh, right, yeah. But I wasn't as I wasn't. I hate saying that. I wasn't a Planko professional back then. I feel dirty saying it. But it's true. I don't have the same process, you know. I worked much more sporadically. In fact, my work was not that at the time. And yeah. All that to say that, yeah, it was fine. But to be fair, I try to continue it, to give it a second life in Marvelous Realms later. Thank goodness that thing didn't continue. There is literally no way that I could have finished that on a console in time for Planet Coaster 2. And it means that someday we might see it fully realized in Planet Coaster 2. In a new forms, yes, but still. There we go. Hey, look at that. That's pretty nice. Dang it. Oh, it's because I'm on world axis. Why am I on world axis? And cotton blend, feel the ink flowing in your veins. It will be blood of your life. Give up the knife. And don't be afraid of the passing time. I feel like the bin should be a little further. Don't be afraid of the passing time. You will find infinite time. Suspend. That's after that. In time. Suspended time. Infinite time. Remaining time. In time. Suspended time. No. There we go, much better. What is my favorite film? That is way too hard to answer. Once upon a time I would have said either La La Land by Damien Chazelle, Baby Driver by Edgar Wright, or Mother by Darren Aronofsky. But I don't think I would be able to genuinely pick a single film. Yeah, Baby Driver, I've always really where's my... Oh yeah, I know why. I've always really admired it in the sense that it's such a good movie to teach you about pacing and rhythm in movies in general, that it's always been one that I've looked up to. Because it's not only using it as you know, the gimmick of the film, which of course it definitely is, but it's really using it to tell the story, which is just genius. And of course, it's very trendy, especially during that time. You know, James Gunn was doing it as well, in many ways. But this, to this extent, because Baby Driver is literally, the gimmick is literally that. Despite that, I feel like it's the best to ever do it, and that will ever do it. And the movie was such a good surprise. I remember I wanted to go see it, and my dad was like, "Oh no, that's gonna be crap," and all that. So he and his partner went to see something else, but I was like hell bent on wanting to watch it, and so I did, and I was so glad that I ended up going alone. And that was actually when I decided to start going alone to the movies, to see movies that other people weren't necessarily interested compared to me, who was really interested in like weird, maybe sometimes experimental stuff, or you know, more auteur kind of stuff. So yeah. I don't get the hype about La La Land. The camera work is amazing, but I found the story quite boring. Okay. Well, it is your opinion. I don't agree with it, but it is your opinion, and I'm gonna respect it. Ever seen Mad Max Fury Road? Yes, I have. Of course I have. I want to hide that. That is not great. I know how to do that. I'm gonna use a decal. I think the most recent movie that's really affected me and that touched me viscerally was The Peasants. I cannot remember who it was from. I think it's a collective, so I'm not sure about any names of any people that were involved. But basically, it's an animated film, an adult one. It's good to, well, adult, not in the sense that it's smut, but it's not smut. It's got adult themes, is what I mean. And it's animated using real photography first, and then they redo every single frame as an oil painting, which is like one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen on screen, at a cinema as well. And this is not the right music to talk about that. There we go, that's better. And yeah, the story was very beautiful. It's about a young girl at a Polish village in the 1700s, I think, 1800s. I can't remember. But yeah, it's a very, very nice film. Beautiful soundtrack. As someone with Polish descent, I really connected with the film, and I really recommend it if you've never seen it. The Peasants is incredible, genuinely incredible. I wish I could make you listen to the soundtrack right now, but unfortunately I cannot use it on stream. But yeah, it's amazing, absolutely amazing. But yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna stop for this evening. It's been a stream. We haven't done all that much in La Serpiente, if I'm honest, which is fine. I think it's fine, but it definitely looks a little better than it used to when I started the stream. So I'm happy. The plaza looks a little more refined. Still more work to do, of course, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Hopefully by Saturday I will have done the entire area around this tiny drop tower. But we'll see. We'll see. And of course, if you want to see the progress with that, definitely become a VIP supporter or a channel supporter. I'm trying to do more with the channel supporters posts compared to what I've done with Wildwater Canyon, because Wildwater Canyon was really lackluster when it came to those channel supporter posts, and I'm really sorry about that. But I'm gonna try to make it up to you with the upcoming episodes of Belleflore, since everything will be a little more contained compared to, you know, this area that really needed everything to come together in order to give you a vision of what I was making. So yeah. But guys, thank you all so much for watching. Very, very happy to have streamed again after a week and a half of not streaming. I'll be back on Saturday at the same time, so be there. I'll be waiting. I need to sleep. I'll be waiting for you all. But until then, you guys have been awesome. I have been Yan, your favorite friendly Frenchman, and I'll see you all on Saturday. Oh, and don't forget to like the video and comment. Leave a nice comment if you've enjoyed the stream. It's always nice and it helps with the algorithm. Alright, see you all. And have a good night.